With that being said, you probably have heard about Cynthia G being booted from YouTube. You probably have heard about Fresh and Fit being demonetized on YouTube. You probably heard about Andrew Tate being removed from YouTube. Many brothers felt, many black men felt that it was unfair that you, Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate would be removed in whole or in part from YouTube, but black women like Cynthia G would be allowed to do what they do until last month when she was finally removed by a white journalist. I don't know if you know this.
Why did it take a white woman to take Cynthia G down? Black women agreed with it. You never seen none of these black female feminists who talk about hate speech take Cynthia G down, but they had a problem with Tommy Sotomayor. They had a problem with Fresh and Fit and Redpill content. But you notice none of those black female feminists ever made an attempt to take down Cynthia G, which pretty much proves that a lot of black women agreed with it. Facts. A large percentage of black women agreed with it. That is how Cynthia G survived for so long.
People like Cynthia G, they were able to make their money. You know why? Because Negroes are still used to two people getting rich. Black women and white people.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
A black man doing something, and the next thing they want to do is tear him down. That's why I give shouts out to Fresh and Fit. They brought me on the show and was like, hey, this was going on, but we started doing what we doing because of you. They had no problem saying. Even now on Rumble, when I go live, I get between 15 and 2,000 people watching, and that's on Rumble. Since I can't be on YouTube, that's still on Rumble.
Well, did they give you, did YouTube give you a reason why you were being removed?
Nope.
Wow.
That's why I have to go undercover just to make damn comments, because the Negroes who follow me so much. Like on TikTok. On TikTok, I keep a page up and it stays up for about 2 weeks at most.
So you get removed from TikTok too?
Yep, every 2 weeks. So they follow me and stalk me that much. No matter what I put up, they stalk it. They stalk it. They stalk it.
A lot of men have took on that same thing. Oh, they started calling everything hate. That's what feminists do. But guess what? When you raised by a single mother, you take on that same energy. You call everything racism. You call everything hate. The only reason you ain't talking about colorism because you ain't a female. But if you was born black and female, you'll complain about racism. You'll complain about colorism, right? And you'll call everything hating. You know, think about these black men, bruh. Listen, homie, it's gotten so ridiculous to the point to where you got black men who call everything hating just like a female. But then you got to think about who raised them. That's why they had that mentality.
What they realized was because the climate that we're in today, all you have to do is call anything hate speech and you can get it removed.
Right? Because that's the type of world we live in now. Crybabies.
Liberals' talking point. They will think it's stupid. They will think it's crazy, but they will argue it. A liberal, when you say something about their talking points, they will say you hate yourself, you hate your mama, you hate being black, you racist. They will label it something and then start calling these things hate speech. Once you put something in that barrel of hate speech, now the ABCs, the Disneys, all these people feel like they have to take it down. So to get your stuff taken down, they just label it hate speech. Wow. Fresh and Fit will always fall under hate speech. Why? Because they talk about what's considered a protected class. What class is that? Black women. But I thought black women claimed that the white people were real bad. And I thought they were the most disrespected people on earth. Well, why is it that these black women have no problem walking around knowing that they are considered a protected class, but their other half, the kings that they marry, the black men, aren't considered a protected class? So black women can talk shit about them all day and get protected by white men to do so, get paid by white men to do so, go around having divestment channels and swirling channels where they calling black men Tyrones and Pookies and Ray Rays, forgetting the fact that who named him Tyrone, Pookie, and Ray Ray? It wasn't his daddy, because his daddy wasn't around. So how you make fun of...
That's a good point. Shit, he Pookie and Ray Ray, the daddy ain't around. He's learned everything from you. And that's a good point. You named him Marquavius and Tyrone. He got his behavior from you. You were the sole provider of this child. You can't then say, well, he's fucked up because his daddy ain't there. But if that nigga became successful, you would have took all the credit. And I gotta get Tommy props for pointing that out. And we say that because we want black women to be better, not because we hate them. Black women, I need you guys to get out of this hypocrisy. If black women listen, bro, hit the like button, man. We need to get some more supporters up here. We need to get some more likes up here. If black women have a son, right, that son goes to prison and becomes a gangbanger. Oh, well, that's because his daddy wasn't around. She wants no blame for it. She blames the father who was never around in the first place. Now, on the flip side, if that son becomes successful, productive in society, she then takes all the credit and say the daddy wasn't shit. The son became successful because she was an independent, successful black woman. The hypocrisy. So that is a fact. You named them Pookie and Ray Ray and Marquavius.
I want to get your reaction to this. Speaking of what you just said, this is a black feminist. I don't know if you've heard of her or not. Here she is in January of this year calling for the deplatforming of Fresh and Fit. I just want to get your reaction. There's only a few minutes. Here we go.
The problem is parroting white supremacist rhetoric and monetizing that shit. That's the issue that I'm having. Why isn't it enough to just say, oh, I prefer the spicy Latinas? Why can't you just say, I just can't get enough of the translucent skin of the Aryan goddess? Why do you have to go full tilt into fuck the Shaniquas and the Lakeishas and I don't play in the dark and black girls are mean and they're not fun? Black men, their new favorite pastime, the people who indulge in this, is coming together not just to talk about how they can get the baddest bitches or get themselves together or get more money. Their pastime is like a Klan rally, getting together to talk about how black women are ignorant, mean bitches. There's no such thing as bad publicity, right? Like that's the old PR thing, but it's amplified, it's multiplied in this social media landscape. It helps them every single time you repost it. It helps them.
Now you notice you ain't complaining about Cynthia G. It took a white woman to take Cynthia G down. Have you noticed that none of these black females who hate who hate red pill content, none of them have a problem with the Cynthia G's of the world. None of them have a problem with the divestment channels. But you got a problem with red pill content. But ain't got a problem in the world with Cynthia G talking about abort black male babies. Ain't a problem in the world with that.
We also can't just pretend like those people aren't saying that stuff and it's not amassing huge audiences and enormous wealth for those people. So the only option is to deplatform them. That is the only solution. And so that would require social media platforms to embrace that kind of rhetoric is not just, oh, boys being boys, fun, naughty talk. That kind of rhetoric is actually hate speech. Because we've seen over the past year or so, YouTube in particular get very serious about trying to crack down on hate speech.
You heard what she said. Your reaction, Tommy.
So who are these white supremacists and why aren't y'all black women getting together to flag them? I ain't never heard y'all say, let's go and flag this white supremacist. So if I'm taking the white supremacist talking points, why don't you go after the white supremacists? If the white supremacists are so bad, please, black women, why don't y'all start flagging some of these white supremacists? Who are you going to flag those black men using those white supremacist talking points? White people who run each and every one of these sites. So if y'all black women are really as pro-black as you say you are, but we are the sellouts who are talking about y'all, and white people are paying us to do so, Why would they listen to you try to knock down they top billers, they top dogs? Why would they listen to the word of a black woman going to tell them to flag me down when
That's true. See, the lot.
I'm doing their work. If you listen to black women long enough and you put the word logic anywhere in those sentences, you will realize that there's no logic in these women at all. They don't speak logically. They don't even speak things that make sense. The white supremacists pay me to do what I do, but your black ass gonna go tell the white supremacist that what I'm doing hurt your feelings, and he gonna deplatform me? That makes no damn sense.
Exactly. That's undeniable. It's like, if I'm speaking for white supremacists, how could you then complain to that same white supremacist to have me taken down? But of course, you said I benefit white people by saying this. So why would they take me down based on the fact that the content hurt your feelings when it benefits them? It makes absolutely no sense at that point. You sound like an idiot. So I got to agree with Tommy 100%. These females are dumb, bro. When you listen to what they're saying, you realize how dumb they are. You realize how dumb they are when you really listen to it and you break it down. You say, wow, what an idiot. What an articulate idiot. See, you got people that are very articulate, but they're idiots. Prince Fella is a prime example. She done read a lot of books, knows how to use words and put them together, but she's an idiot. When you break down what she's saying, it's not practical in real life. A stud bitch is going to turn you into a queen. It's not practical in real life. And that's what these feminists do. They read books. They learn how to speak. They learn how to put words together. But when you listen to what they're actually saying, it's garbage 100%. It's idiocracy mixed with a whole lot of hypocrisy.
Yeah, it's interesting to see this lady right here openly calling for the deplatforming of Fresh and Fit. And again, you know, they did violate the guidelines. I still don't understand why they would go after you like that. But she didn't have anything to say about Cynthia G and I mean, calling people can disagree with what you say about black women, Tommy. I have never, ever heard you calling for the aborting of black female babies.
And they talk about abortions. You can go to TikTok and see them making jokes about going to get abortions. But I thought Black Lives Matter. If we want to talk about who is the white supremacist talking points, how about this, black women? You have killed more black men than and black women than the transatlantic slave trade. You are the biggest abusers of black children in the United States. You are the biggest murderer of live children, born children, like the lady who cut her kids' heads off and put them in the freezer. Like the lady who put, no. These are like the lady who just now she had her baby and put it in a trash compactor because she said she couldn't afford to take care of it. Now, we don't ever talk about any of these things. These things seem to get away from the rest of the people. See, this is the reason why Charlamagne the God had said that he wanted to have me on the show, and they talked him out of having me on the show.
They did. They said Tommy's a woman hater, and he hates black women, and he's a coon. And I remember that. And people was like, oh, don't bring Tommy up there.